सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यङ्करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवांसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्तार्क्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति। अथाश्वलायनो भगवन्तम् परमेष्टिनं परिस्पशमेत्योवाच अधीहि भगवन् ब्रह्मविद्यां वरिष्ठाम् सदा सद्भिः सेव्यमानां निगूढाम् यया चिरात् सर्वपापं व्यपोह्य परात्परं पुरुषं याति विद्वान्। Mantra number 17. आधारमानन्दमखण्डबोधम् यस्मिन् लयं याति पुरत्रयं च आधारमानन्दमखण्डबोधम् यस्मिन् लयं याति पुरत्रयं च। Continuing with the description, the Swarupa of Atma. In the previous mantra, it was said, Tatastu jatam sakalam vichitram. From me, the Atma alone, everything is born. The world of waking, dream and sleep. All the experiences. And within the waking state, all that is factual experience that is also projected by me, happens in me. And any other fancies are there, dreams are there, ideas are there, likes are there, wants are there. All these are also projections. And then notions about people, about things, and about myself. These are all vichitram. All these are all projected. They emanate from me. They come from me. That is, I am the source. I am the adhara. I am the basis. I am the ground from which all these come. So, the origination, the arisal of these is from me. From me alone, all these come. All right. Now, who am I? That's the Shruti says, Adharam, Anandam, Akhanda, Bodham. Adhara means the basis, the ground, the platform, the support. So by saying in the previous mantra, tatastu jatam, that is, from which all come, from which all come into being, that is the source, the cause, I am the cause. Now by saying Adhara, you're in the state of existence, the sthiti, avastha, when it exists. Where does it exist? In me, I am the Adhara. So the word Adhara refers to the sthiti. Sthiti kale, when they exist, when there is a feeling, there is an emotion, there is an idea, there is an experience, when it is there, then where does it exist? In me. I am the Adhara. Okay. Okay. Does it mean that by saying that I am the Adhara, would it mean that the Adhara is affected by what happens? Suppose there is a strong stage, okay, in an auditorium, there is a strong stage is there, concrete stage is there. And on that, this dancer is dancing, okay. Nothing happens to that stage. Suppose it's a flimsy stage, okay, made of some thin planks, okay, wooden plank. And then the dancer dances. You hear a lot of noise, dum, 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 noise, and then it shakes. Or sometimes she dances so forcefully that it may even collapse, break or something. So, is it like that? I am the Adhara, I am a flimsy ground, like the flimsy stage which shakes, which can break, which can get affected. No, I am Akhanda Bodham, Akhanda. I am the Adhara which is untouched. Why am I untouched by all that experiences and all that I do, all that? Because I am Paramarthika. We saw this. What is Paramarthika is not touched by Vyavaharika. What is Satyam is not affected by what is Mithya. Like the snake, the rope is not affected in any way by the snake. Even when it is projected, even at the time when a person sees it as a snake, even at that time the rope remains unaffected. It is the person who looks at it, who sees it as a snake, feels the affectation, not the rope. The rope is not in any way, not an iota, not even by an iota, it is affected because it is it enjoys a different order of reality. Either Paramarthika, either Atma, either Paramatma, I am Paramarthika, I am untouched by all the Vyavaharika. This is freedom. Knowing this, recognizing this, understanding this, comprehending this, owning this is freedom, is the total freedom. Total freedom does not lie in elimination of all the Vyavaharika, but in understanding that all the Vyavaharika is Mithya. I am the Paramarthika, I am Asanga, I am Kutastha, I am untouched by all this. What happens to the body happens to the body. What happens to the mind happens to the mind. I can do to the best of my abilities, and then I can do what best I can do, but then what happens to the body and the mind happens to it and not to me, the Atma. So therefore I am the Adhara. And further Ananda, I am the wholeness, I am the fullness, I am the happiness, unconditioned fullness, unconditional happiness that I am, the Purnatva I am. Ananda, which we are happiness, experiential happiness, that we are all familiar with. From that familiar word Ananda, Shruti leads us to, you are the Parama Ananda, you are the unconditional fullness, you are the unconditional happiness. That is to say, it is not that I am unhappy wanting to become happy. You are the happiness. Only I may not know that I am that source of Ananda. I am that very embodiment of Ananda Rasa. I may not know. Therefore the Shruti wants me to know, comprehend, understand that I am the Ananda. This is the Purushartha. Wherever you see the word Ananda, we connect it to the Purushartha. What I seek Ananda. And you are that Ananda. I am that Ananda. It is pointed out. Anandam. Then Akhanda Bodham. Bodha here refers to consciousness, Chaitanya, which is not Khanda. Khanda means cut into pieces, divided. Khanda it is. Whereas I am Akhanda. Any experience does not cut me into pieces or divide me into smallness. I am akhanda bodham. The experience cannot cut me for the simple reason that the experience belongs to vyavaharika. It's vyavaharika, it has vyavaharika satta. It cannot touch me. I am like the space. Space cannot be cut by any weapon, or cannot be burnt by fire, or cannot be made wet, loosened by water, not dried up by air. I am quoting Bhagavad Gita, right? What is that? Thank you. Nainam chindanti shastrani, nainam dahati pavakaha, na chainam shoshayati marata, na kledayanti apaha. That's right. So, I am the undivided fullness. I am the Chaitanyam. And further, Yasmin layam yati puratrayam cha. Unto which, Yasmin, unto which, all the puratrayam, the threefold pura, the three sharira, in terms of their existence and in terms of identification, in terms of the concept, they all resolve in me only. Right? The identification, sharira identification arose in the mind. And then when I know that sharira identification resolve in me the Swarupa. Like the wave merges, wave resolves in the water. Yasmin layam yati. All the puratraya, and by the word cha, anything else, in any other way you look at things, all that's all included. This threefold pura, that is three sharira, and anything else, everything layam yati, resolves unto me. So this refers to the laya. So srishti, source of srishti, the creation, the source, I am the source, and I am the source of the sustenance also, and I am the base unto which all resolve. So srishti, sthiti, laya. I am the truth of all. Everything happens. Srishti, sthiti and laya happens in me, the Atma. Yasmin layam yati puratrayancha. Therefore, in me everything arises. In me everything is sustained. In me everything resolves. Therefore, I am the truth. I, the Atma, I am the truth of all experiences, all the experiencer status. I am the truth of all. Okay. Now, the commentary. Adhara rajjuhu iva sarpa dhara balivarda mutritatvadehe sakalasya vishwasya adhara bhutam. Sakalasya vishwasya adhara bhutam. Adhara bhutam means adhara rupam. I am in the form of, I am that entity which is the adhara, the truth which is the adhara, the basis of sakalasya vishwasya adhara. I am the truth of all the world, all the universe, both subjective and objective. The subjective universe meaning what I feel, how I feel, right? All that, what I like, all that's all subjective universe. And then the objective world also. How I am the truth of the objective world is going to be pointed out in the next mantra. For the time being, I am the truth of all the subjective universe. Okay? See, a clock belongs to the objective universe. But my cognition of the clock, my seeing the clock, and then what I feel about the clock, right? All these are all subjective universe. It's all, I am the adhara of all the subjective universe. Sakalasya vishwasya adhara bhutam. Here we take also the objective universe also. But then how I am the objective universe, going to be, we'll see in the next mantra. Okay. Now like what? Like that he gives the Acharya, the Swami gives an example, the Rajju Sarpa example. Adhara Rajjuhu Iva, like the Rajju, which is the Adhara, the basis. Basis for what? Sarpa. One person looks upon the rope as a snake. Other fellow looks at it as a dhara, a streak of water. A streak of water. So it's a long streak of water. Another fellow looks at it as a streak. And then the third fellow looks at Balivarta Mutritatvadehe. Balivarta is a bull. Mutrita is a water. A bull has watered, okay? Has pani chhod diya. Has shed some water, urinated. Some bull has urinated there. Balivarta Mutrita. One fellow says, this is a snake. Another fellow says, no, it's a streak of water. Another fellow says, I saw a bull standing here some time back, and then I saw it drinking water also some elsewhere. So it must be the bull's water. Balivarta Mutrita. And any other imagination. So these are all, one fellow sees it as this, sarpa, another fellow as dhara. A fourth fellow may see it as a crack on the surface, one fellow may look at. A fifth fellow may say, this is a piece of garland, a flower string, it is there, right? One way, different ways. None of them is true, right? It's neither sarpa, nor dhara, nor the bull's this one water, nor it's a garland, nor it's a crack on the earth. It's none of this. And this fellow may argue. This fellow may say, this is only a sarpa. The second fellow will say, no, you don't know it. You are ignorant. Aap kya hai? You don't know. That's only a dhara. The third fellow would say, no, both of you are wrong. It's a garland, etc. I would say. They may argue among themselves. But then the truth is different from all these opinions. Okay. However strong it may be. Suppose there were 1,000 people, and then 999 people thought it as a snake. And one fellow said it's a crack on the earth, right? On the surface. So just because 999 people think that it's a snake, it does not become a snake. Here the number does not count. Majority does not count at all here. It has no value there. This 999 fellows may cast a vote. Cast a ballot. Is this a snake or is it a streak of water? Cast votes. 999 say it's a snake. Just because 999 say it's a snake, it does not become a snake. Majority only counts in elections. That's all. Forming government, election, decisions. That's only it counts. It has no rule. They say in the hall of enquiry, in the hall of truth, majority has no room, has no value for it. Numbers don't count. Suppose one fellow, that 1,000th fellow were to say that this is not a snake, it's a rope. Right? It's not a snake, it's a rope. Then that fellow is right in spite of the overwhelming majority of the opposite view, right? A different view. Here, numbers don't count at all. Beliefs, yes. How many believe that? So many believe that, this many believe the other way. Ideas, yes, it's all personal. Beliefs, ideas, right? Notions, projections, ideas, all that's all personal. But we are not talking about ideas here, beliefs here, talking about the fact here. Therefore, here the truth is that it is Rajjuhu, Adhara Rajjuhu Iva. And that Rajju does not become a snake, does not get involved with the snake, does not get affected by being projected as a snake, right? It does not become poisonous just because one fellow says it as a snake. It does not become poisonous. It remains what it is, unaffected. It is the basis for all the imaginations, projections. So too, I am the Adhara of Sakalasya, Vishwasya Adhara Bhutam. I am. Further. Anandam. Niratishaya Ananda Swarupam. Atishaya means comparable, right? Something which can be improved, which is better, can be bettered. That is Atishaya. In Tamil, we see Atishaya means wonder. Atishaya means wonder, we say. But here in Sanskrit, the Atishaya means Atishayate iti Atishaya. What can be bettered? Something is better than this. That is called Atishaya. Here, what is the nature of me, the Atma? I am Nir-Atishaya, incomparable, right? Because I am the unconditionally full. I am the Purna Ananda Swarupa. Therefore, it is Niratishaya. Whatever be the state of my mind, whatever be the state of my body, whatever my idea about myself is, whatever it is, I am the Niratishaya Ananda. My idea about myself does not essentially limit my Swarupa, right? My idea limits my idea, that's all. It does not limit my Swarupa. I would be wiser if I were to understand what I am really and then own it. I won't be wise if I do not know what I am really and I do not own what I am. Then I will be not wise. Therefore, I am the Niratishaya Ananda Swarupam. I am the incomparably, unconditionally Purna Ananda Swarupam, which is what I am seeking. This is the Purushartha. Everyone seeks the total abiding freedom, abiding Ananda, and this is what I am, Anandam. This I need to own. So far I have been seeing myself in the light of Karta, Bhokta, Samsari, limited, individual, right? Wanting to be this, wanting to be that. So I have been looking myself in the light of my own ideas. Now I am willing to drop my notions. Because I know that they don't hold water anymore, they are not true anymore, they cannot fulfill my seeking Paramapurushartha. I better look at what I really am, my Purushartha. And this is exactly what the Shastra points out. So, I am that Ananda. I start owning my own Swarupa. And all my interactions, all my responses can be from this level. So far I have been looking upon myself as a conditioned being, small being. So all my responses were from that understanding. I am a Jiva, I am a Karta, I am a Bhokta, I am an individual, I am wanting in this, and I responded. Okay? Now I know that I am the Purna Atma, ever free, ever full, ever Ananda, and I can respond, I can live from that. Okay? In the light of the understanding, the comprehension of myself, I can live. Living in fullness. I can live in fullness. So every moment, every action, every interaction of mine will be imbued, filled with the wisdom of fullness and freedom and love, and not of smallness. Right? So I can interact, I can live my life in fullness. Every moment of it, every response of mine can be in fullness, in freedom, in love. Okay? Remember the example of bathroom singer and the stage singer, right? Did I told you, no, right? I didn't. Yeah. I thought I did. Yeah. So the stage singer, maybe some of you were not there at that time. The stage singer sings for money, fame, etc. The good feeling, etc. In essence, sings for happiness. Whereas the bathroom singer, me, sings no. Hey, who gives any money? Hey, you've been singing for 10 minutes, wonderful, have $10. Tomorrow newspaper, my name will come. No, nothing happens. Rather people say, shut up, hey, shut up, come out quickly. Some may say. So the bathroom singer does not sing for happiness, for money, for fame, for happiness, but then out of happiness. Okay? A lot of difference, a world of difference in the frame of the mind, how the person looks at oneself at that moment at least. Okay? For happiness, not for happiness, but in happiness. Therefore, I interact, I relate for happiness, for fulfillment, for joy, right? For peace. That's the samsari's outlook. But a wise person can say, in happiness I relate, in happiness I interact, in happiness I respond peacefully, joyfully, happily, right? I respond, I interact. So thereby, every moment of it, every moment of the life can be filled with this wisdom, can be lived in fullness. That is what is Jivan Mukti is about, and that is what we are all seeking. And therefore, owning this Swarupa is very, very important. It matters to one's meaningful living, a life of fulfillment, a fulfilling life, no? So, Anandam, Niratishaya, Ananda Swarupam I am. Further, Akhanda Bodham means Akhanda means undivided. Bodha means consciousness here. I am that consciousness which does not get divided, does not become small in any way. That is to say, my Swarupa is not lost. My being Atma, my being Brahman is not lost at any time. Only in my ignorance I may think so, but not really. Okay, therefore, like even the pot, taking itself to be a pot only and not claim, it's only a pot's opinion, view about itself in ignorance, but whereas the truth is that it is clay all the time. So too, I am Akhanda Bodham. That he explains in the way here. Ananda Rupatve Api Swayam Prakasha Ekasvabhavam. So here, Ananda has this meaning also. Experiential happiness also is there. Right? Suppose I have a cup of coffee, then I am happy, I feel good about it, happy. In winter, of course, no, a warm cup of coffee is welcome, and then a very good coffee, good quality. I like the taste. And that Ananda is conditioned, limited. No, when you say Ananda, does it mean the experiential happiness, the limited happiness, and which comes and goes? Right? Sometimes Ananda, having a cup of coffee, it's fine, I enjoy. Suppose I have a acidity. I'm subject to acidity. Cup of coffee, drinking the cup of coffee, for that moment, it's very nice. After a moment, and then I suffer from this acidity problem. Ananda now, but becomes the source of dukkha later. That is the nature of experiential happiness, the conditional happiness, limited happiness. Right? Therefore, is it like that? No, it is not that. It is Ananda. At the same time, Akhanda Bodha. So, right, it's an Akhanda Bodha Ananda, which is never cut. Therefore, the commentator says, Ananda Rupatve Api. Even when I am Ananda Rupa, it is not Khanda Ananda. It is Swayam Prakasha and the self-revealing. Eka Swabhavam, one form, one nature, the true nature, that's all. That is to say, my nature does not undergo a change with time, with experience, with situation, right? In having something or not having something, it does not change. Like even the clay, Swarupa does not change with reference to change in the form of the clay. In the pot form or any other form, breaking of the pot or coming into the being of the pot form, the clay does not change. Therefore, so too I am Eka Swabhavam. I am the witness, I am the Sakshi, I am the Kutastha of all that comes and goes. Recollect the Bhagavad Gita shloka, second chapter, Matra Sparshastu Kaunteya Sitoshna Sukha Dukkadaha Agama Apayinaha. Experiences come and go. Pleasantness and then pain, pleasant and pain come and go. Sukha and dukkha come and go. Heat and cold come and go. They are all agama, apayi, come and go. The very nature, it's their very nature to come and go. We cannot stop it. Like the day coming in and night setting in, right? We cannot stop. So too, they are agama, apayi. It's their very nature to come and go. They are anitya, and therefore he says, I am not that anitya, I am that nitya sakshi, nitya atma, I am the akhanda bodha. So the sadhaka, the seeker, keeps invoking this in one's mind, right? by practice, by abhyasa, by vasana, by karma, by samskara, by whatever it is, the mind used to all that, looking upon oneself as a limited entity, being subject to the vagaries of life, right? And then my happiness depends upon a lot of things which are not in my hand, right? My sense of well-being. So one looks upon oneself as a limited being, a helpless being, But then the Shastra points out that, hey, may you look upon your true nature. Keep invoking this. Keep invoking this. As long as I necessary. This is nididhyasanam. Keep invoking the full swarupa, purna swarupa of oneself. Don't just relate from the earlier preconceived notion about oneself, right? I am small. Remember the ninja, okay? I have to defend myself. Everyone is out to get me. No? I have to defend. Fear of security, fear of death, etc. Right? All that insecurity. So I have to defend myself. So as if the whole world is full of bacteria, right? All virus and bacteria I have to protect. There are people who keep on washing their hands. Of course, we may have to wash hands as and when necessary. But some people are habitual to keep on washing the hands. Touch this and then wash hands with the Dettol and then whatever. Touch a flower, even a rose flower, touch and then wash. In Tamil we call them Tanni Pisasu. Tanni means water. Pisasu is a ghost. Water ghost. Keep on washing. What will happen? Some virus, some bacteria will affect me. Defend myself. Endlessly go on defending myself. Against you. What will happen to me if you say this? What will happen to me if you do this? What will happen to me if you don't do this? Endlessly insecurity, that is fear. For need not invoke that. Enough of it. Okay, we have heard enough of that, enough of it, and then let me drop it. Let me change. So keep invoking the Swarupa, and that is, it's for that purpose that the Shruti says all this. I am Eka Swabhava. Nothing can affect me. I am Purna Atma. I am the ever fulfilled Atma. I don't depend upon having something, getting rid of something to be happy. Right? I don't have the sense of unfulfillment. The sense of want to be fulfilled, it is not there. So invoke, I am fulfilled. I am happy. I am peaceful. I am happy. Therefore, invoke that. That is the higher way. You invoke, you live from your true nature. Not from the imagined, the small nature, but then you live from your true nature. Therefore, Swayam Prakasha Eka Swabhavam. I am that fullness, which is Swaprakasha, the ever shining, ever free, ever pure, ever full Atma. Okay. Continuing. Yasmin Akhanda Bodhe Layam Vinasham Yati Gacchati. So in the Gita Press, in the Bhagavad Gita commentary Bhashya book, they have adopted this style. The shloka word will be in a small print, and then the Bhashya will be in a little bolder print. Okay, so small print means shloka word from the shloka, the Gita verse, and then the bigger bolder print means it is the commentary. I don't know whether they still continue in the later editions, present edition. Yes. Earlier they used to do that. So by looking at that, you can see this is word from the shloka, from the moolam, from the text, and this is the commentary you can see. So I am using this style, layam vinasham yati gacchati. So yati is from the shruti, gacchati the way. So yasmin, unto which, what is that? Akhanda bodhe, anande, adhare, that which is the adhara, that which is the akhanda bodha, ananda, and to me, layam means vinasham, resolution, merger. Yati, gacchati, goes. Everything merges. What merges? He says, puratrayam cha. All the trayam, the threefold, sharira, the notion, all that. And then, what is that puratraya? He says, vyakhyatam. Already described, already explained. Stula, sukshma, ajnana, that is karana, sharira, etc. That is vyakhyatam. And what is the cha doing here? He says, cha shabdat. Anyat api. By the word cha, anything that is to be included, anything that is not mentioned, any other way of saying this, that is the cha. The three cities, Puratraya, that is Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, and then the waker, dreamer, and then sleeper, and then Stula, Sukshma, Karana, all the Sharira, whatever that is to be included, all that is indicated by the word cha here, Puratrayam cha. Puratraya also means everything layam yati. So therefore, I am the upadana karanam also for the entire prapancha. I am the nimitta karanam, I am the upadana karanam. I am the maker, I am the material. So the material, see, the maker, suppose one is only the maker. The maker only is there, suppose. For the table, okay? The table, after being made, when it is made, exists independent of the maker. That is nimitta karana. Nimitta karana is the carpenter, and then table is made of wood which is the material cost. But then the table exists independent of the carpenter. So if it's only a nimitta karanam, then it exists, the object, the srishti, exists independent of the nimitta karanam. Okay? Simple. The table exists independent of the carpenter. Of course, the carpenter made the table, but the table exists independent of the carpenter. What about sthiti? The table exists. That time also, the table exists independent of the carpenter. No carpenter means no table. No, it's not there. Table will still exist independent of the carpenter. But with the reference to the upadana karanam, right, at the time of srishti, at the time of sthiti, and laya also, in all the three avasthas, the effect cannot be separate from the upadana karanam. Like even the table cannot be independent of wood as it is made, right? The table cannot exist independent of wood when it exists, when it is there. And the table, when it breaks or when it goes back into wood only, right? It goes into wood. So, Srishti, Sthiti, Laya. I am the source of this. I am the source, I am the basis, and I am the merger. I am that entity into which everything merges. That means I am the upadana karanam also. I am just not only the nimitta, I am the upadanam also for all that. So layam yati, saying that everything merges in me, therefore I am the upadanam and the nimittam. Okay. That means I am the truth of all that is created. My own creation, I am the truth of my creation. Okay. So now, is it that I am the truth, I am the creator, etc. of my own mental projection, my own personal world, my own subjective experiences? Is it that I am the truth of only this? Because there is another person who has his or her own mental world is there, experience is there, subjectivity is there. Now he says, I am not the source of this personal world alone, but then I am the truth of this objective universe also. How is it that I can be the cause of this universe? I am not the creator. I am not the Ishvara. I am not Ishvara. I am not Sarvajna. I am not the all-knowing. I am not the omnipotent. Right? How can I be the creator of this world? Hey, when I say I am not the creator of the world, I look upon myself from the standpoint of Upadhi. With the Upadhi, I look at. With this Sharira Upadhi, with the Upadhi of the mind, I cannot, the human mind, I am not the creator, very clear. So, the Shruti points out here, you have these two aspects. One is with the Upadhi, the other is free from the Upadhi. With the Upadhi is incidental. Free from the Upadhi is your true nature. So, like even wearing a hat is incidental. And then without the hat, that is my true being, right? So, how do we know that this is incidental? How do we know? By Anvaya Vitireka, right? Now, With the hat, am I there now? Yes. Without the hat, am I there now? Yes. Therefore, the hat is purely incidental. That's all. Anvaya Vyatireka. Presence and absence. Right? So, with the being the waker, am I there? Yes. Not being the waker, am I there now? Yes. I am the dreamer, I am the sleeper, etc. I am there. Therefore, the wakerhood is incidental. And then dreamer also is incidental. It's not intrinsic, it is purely incidental. And then with an experience, with a particular experience, I am there. Without that experience, am I there? No, yes, I am there. Therefore, the experience is incidental, not intrinsic. So, when I say that I am not the creator of this world, this is from the standpoint of the incidental, that is Upadhi. Of course, I am not the creator of this. But then the Shruti does not say that is your Swarupa. With Upadhi is your Swarupa. That Shruti does not say free from Upadhi is your Swarupa. That is Ananda, Akhanda Bodham, remember. Akhanda means free from the Upadhi all the time. Like even the role, the actor is free from the role all the time. The water is all the time free from being the wave all the time. So too, I am free from all the roles. Either Niratishaya, Asanga, Kutastha, Shuddha, Nitya Shuddha, Buddha Mukta Swabhava, Atma I am. That Atma is Brahman, and that Brahman is the source of this objective universe too. Okay. As the individual, I am the source of my own personal world. And as Ishvara, I am the cause of this entire universe. The truth of the Jiva who projects this subjective world, and the truth of Ishvara who creates this objective universe, the truth of both is Atma, Brahma, and that I am. And therefore, in that standpoint, from the standpoint of one's true nature, I am the cause of this world also, objective world also. Okay? Not with the Upadhi, but from the standpoint of the truth. As Satyam, as Jnanam, as Anantam Brahma, Atma, I am the truth of this world also. And not only that, I am one. I am one Atma. It's not that there are many Atmas. The manyness is based on the Upadhi. This we have seen any number of times. We have seen one light reflected in so many mirrors. So many reflections, one light. So too, one Atma, many Jivas. Countless number of Jivas. Therefore, Atma is not many, one. And one Atma, I am the Atma of everyone, everything. That is said here in the following mantra. Etasmat jayate pranaha manas sarvendriyani cha kham vayur jyotirapascha prithvi vishvasya dharini. Etasmat jayate pranaha manas sarvendriyani cha kham vayur jyotirapascha prithvi vishvasya dharini. Etasmat, verily from this. From the Etasmat means from this. What is this? This Atma alone, from this me alone, from this the Atma alone, Brahma alone, Jayate comes into being, is born. Jayate is born, comes into being. What comes into being? Everything. What is it everything? Pranaha, the Samashti Prana here. We can take it as Vyashti also, Samashti also. Both are okay. Both senses we can take. Samashti Prana, Vyashti Prana. Samashti Prana means Hiranyagarbha. It's Hiranyagarbha. And Manaha, again the Samashti, the sum total, the collective mind. The total mind. Or the individual mind also. Manaha. Sarva Indriyani cha, all organs, sense organs. And then organs of action also. Jnanendriya, Karmendriya, all of them come from me, the Atma. And not only these, even the Panchabhutas also come. Come means Akasha. Akasha also is born of Brahma Atma. Vayuhu, Jyotihi refers to Agni. Apaha refers to water. And then Prithivi, the earth. Akasha, Vayu, Agni, Apaha, Prithivi. All the Panchabhutas. And whatever that is born of this Panchabhuta also. Bhuta and Bhautika. Bhuta is Panchabhuta. Bhautika is what is born of. Bhuta is Bhautika. All the Bhuta and Bhautika, all are born of me. And we have to understand here, and I am the Adhara of all, and then Sarvam Layam Yati, that also, all the Prana, Mana, Indriyani, Kam, Vayu, etc., Layam Yati, all that is also unto Brahmatma, which is me. And this Prithivi is given an adjective, Vishwasya Dharini. Dharini supports, the supporter, the support of Vishwasya, of everything, of trees and people and animals and whatnot. Prithivi is the support of all. Now the commentary. Etasmat. Verily from this. What is that? This from this? He explains. Puratraya adhishtanat. Adhishtana, the very basis of all Puratraya. Puratrayasya adhishtana. From this adhishtana of Puratraya. Who is the adhishtana? I am the adhishtana. I the Atma, I the Brahman is the adhishtanam. And further, Buddhehe drashtuhu. Buddhehe is sixth case, and then drashtuhu is fifth case. Right? From the drashta, drashtuhu, from the seer. Seer of what? The buddhihe, of the buddhi. Buddhihe, sixth case. The seer of the buddhi. From the seer of the buddhi. Buddhihe drashtuhu. Drashtuhu, from the drashta. Who is the drashta of the buddhi? Sakshi. I am the sakshi. Buddhi drashta means I am the sakshi. From the sakshi, Atma alone. Again I repeat, Buddhehe is sixth case, Drashtuhu is fifth case, meaning the Etasmat. From this Drashta, from this Sakshi Atma alone. Sakshi of what? Sakshi of all that happens in the mind. Buddhehe Drashtuhu, from the Drashta, Jayate Utpadyate. Jayate Utpadyate comes into being. Comes into manifestation. Utpadi is born. What is born? Pranaha, Kriya Shakti. The threefold Shakti. Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, Kriya Shakti. Prana refers to the Kriya Shakti, the power to do, to be active. It is prana which lends the capacity to, the potential capacity to be active. When I do this, fold my fingers and stretch my fingers, fold my arm, etc., that power to do it is because of this prana. Prana lends this ability to do. So prana is the Kriya Shakti. The Kriya Shakti obtaining in all beings, and also the Samashti, that is the prana here. Also, Manaha, Antahkaranam, Jnana Shakti. Manaha means Antahkaranam, the mind, which stands for the Jnana Shakti. Icha Shakti is not mentioned here. We understand Icha Shakti also. Manaha has this Icha Shakti and Jnana Shakti, the power to desire, the power to wish, and the power to capacity to know, to understand, to know. Icha Shakti and Jnana Shakti. So, all the Shaktis, Kriya Shakti, Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, all that comes from me, the Brahmatma. Further, both levels, both at the collective level, total level, and at the individual level, both at Samashti and Vyashti. From this Atma alone, Brahman alone, everything comes. Further, Sarvendriyani cha, Sarvani Indriyani, all organs. What are they? Sarva Jnana Karma Indriyani Api. Sarva Jnanendriyani and Karmendriyani. Okay. And then there is one cha word here. Cha Shabdat Dehadikam Api. The Deha is not mentioned explicitly. So, but then the word is cha is there, therefore we understand. And cha means and also, that means dehadikam api, deha, etc. Also. Deha, other objects of etc. All that comes. Then Panchabhutas. Kam navaha Shabda gunavate. Kam means nabaha. Nabaha means akasha, which has this guna, this property of having sound. Shabda gunavat, enjoying this Shabda as its guna, as its intrinsic property. Recollect in the Tattva Bodha we say, no? Akasha's guna is Shabda, Vayu's guna is Sparsha, and then Agni's guna, the intrinsic specific guna is Rupa, and then Apaha, that is the Rasa, and then the Prithvi taste, the Gandha. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Then he says, Nabaha, Akasha is Shabda Gunavati. Further, Vayuhu Nabhaswan. Vayuhu is the Nabhaswan. Nabhaswan is another word for Vayu. Another word for Vayuhu, Nabhaswan. And this has the two gunas, Shabda and Sparsha. The Shabda guna from the Akasha and its own intrinsic guna, the Sparsha. It's not mentioned in the Tika, but we know this. Then Jyotihi Tejo Dhatuhu. The Dhatuhu, the principle, the essence of Tejas, called Tejas. That is Agni. Jyotihi means light. Here it refers to Agni. The principle of the essence of light, that is Agni. Agni with its all the three gunas. Shabda, Sparsha, coming from its own cause, and then the Rupa, its own guna, with three gunas. Then Apaha, Nirani, waters. Apaha means water. Nirani, waters, with the four gunas. Then Prithivi, Bhumihi, with the five gunas, with the Gandha also. Then, who is this Prithivi? Says, Vishvasya Nikhilasya. Vishva means everything, Nikhila of everything. What is that everything? Sthavara Jangama Atmakasya Pranijatasya. Sthavara, stationary. Jangama, moving. Gam, to go. Jangama, keeps going, keeps moving. Stha, to stand. Sthavara, the stationary, like trees, hills, etc. Sthavara Jangama Atmakasya, which is in the form of stationary and moving. What is that Sthavara and moving? Prani Jatasya. Jata here is Samuha, the group of all the pranis, of all beings. That is the Vishwa. Vishwa means all moving and non-moving entities. And this Prithvi is the supporter of all this. That he says, Dharini. Dharati iti Dharini, the supporter, the basis for all. And she is Vishwadharini, the supporter of all beings, Prithvi. And all this come from Etasmat Jayate. Okay. Here, one small swarasya is there. When talking about the Avastatraya, Puratraya, in the mantra number 16, it was mentioned, Puratraye Kridati Yascha Jivaha Tataha tu Jatam. Tataha means Tasmat. Tasmat means from that. Okay? From that. From that, the subjective, very intimate, waker, dreamer, sleeper, Shariratraya, all comes from that. Okay? All this comes from that, Tataha tu. And what about here? In this mantra, Etasmat, from this comes that. Right? That means what? Come Prithvi, Akasha, all that means, right? Come Jyoti, Vayu. From this comes that. From that comes this. Interesting choice of words. It should have been, perhaps, no, from that, no, Etasmat should be in the previous one, and here it should be Tasmat. But here, interesting, Shruti says, as if to knock off this difference. No? From that, this comes. From this, that comes. So that is this. That's all. That Brahman is this Atma. As if to knock off this, the misconception that Ishvara is other than me, Jivatma. As if to knock it off. You are that. Etasmat. You are that Ishvara. Right? You are that Param Brahma. You are that Param Brahma. From you alone, all the subjective and the objective universes come into being. Everything comes into being. So you are the truth of all that is said. Now, from here the Shruti proceeds to point out the Mahavakya. Okay? So, one Lakshana of Upanishad is that it should have Mahavakya, it should be there. Right? Any Upanishad should have a Mahavakya. Directly or explicitly or by implication there should be Mahavakya. Here, explicitly the Mahavakya is here in this mantra. Now this the Acharya introduces. Idanim Mahavakyartham Aha. Presently the Shruti says Aha, the Shruti says Idanim, now Mahavakya Artham, the very meaning, the very essence of Mahavakya. The Vakya is said and then the meaning of it is explained, is pointed out here. Yat param brahma sarvatma Vishvasyayatanam mahate Sukshmat sukshmataram nityam Tattvameva tvameva tat. We'll continue the evening. 4:30 we'll continue. Om Bhadram Karne Vishrunayama Devaha Bhadram Pashyemakshayatraha Sthirairangai Stushtuvam Sastanuvihi Vyashema Devahitai Yadavyo Swastina Indro Vriddhashravaha Swasti nah Pusha Vishvavedaha Swasti nastarksho Arishtanimihi Swasti no Brihaspati Dadhatu. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Shishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.